already. Getting in this game, they actually used the Game Hard extension. Awesome. Love to see it. Spawning in the top left here from CTsix EU. It is our pink Zerg player. It is 1 HP for the win. And he's from the UK, so he is actually European. And in the bottom right, our protest player from Team UnRivaled, looking to tie the series up. It is RehabThis. Once again, I love this extension. Love the fact that one of our admins sort of lags a lot. Set this all up. We're able to use it. So when you play your matches in the CTL, just search for Chobo Team League extension. Load it up. Choose your team. You can get these sweet logos, and somewhere in the middle of the map, there we are. There's one of them. I'm guessing another one's going to be over here. Yep, there's the other one. You got all these cool icons. You got stronger colors. You got the production on the actual buildings. Well, larva, but if it were a building, it would look like this. There we go. So it's really cool that that does exist. So do take advantage of it. First PvZ. Massive map, kind of an awkward map to actually wall off on. Rehab, if he was really ballsy, he could actually wall off here at his third base. Take 3 Nexus really quick in the same kind of manner you would take a single one, but he's going to be going up against a Zerg player who's going to be taking a 15 pool here, so he's going to feel pretty safe. Is he still going to go for a Forge? He is going to go for a Forge. Now, I'm not sure if he's expecting this to be a hatch first and he can actually cannon rush, but I think it's not. I mean, he sees the drone coming up now, so you can try and deny this. He's going to deny this for as long as he can. Throw down a pile and be super annoying. But then for now, they're just going to dance for a little bit here. See that skyrocketing APM. Both players. Probe just dance around. I'm curious if he's going to throw it. He does throw it on a pylon. It's going to be nice and annoying here. And with the Forge finishing up, he does have the option to try and cannon rush, but I'm not sure how wise that would actually be. But I mean, again, it's an easy map to take a third base on, but Rehab's going to deny this one as well. Super. He's going to take this one now? Yeah, he's just going to take this one now. Rehab not really paying attention to that, but still, it's a nice amount of harassment already finished. But he does cancel the pylon, so 1 HP will take his original natural base rather than trying to take his third base as his natural, which could spell a lot of issues if Rehab went for some sort of really quick, like 4-gate or something. But we'll get in for 1 HP. He's going to be able to see that the Nexus is on the way, but he sees the wall up front already as well, so he knows it wasn't Nexus first necessarily. And he shouldn't feel too bad about how long it took him to get this hatchery up. And kind of expect to see a third hatch relatively soon. He's going to have one larva worth of lings coming out here in just a second. So he's going to take a little bit of map control, try to deal with this probe over here at the third base, at least push him away. 1 HP still being active, realizing there is a Forge available, realizing that a cannon rush is a possibility. Does not want to get caught off guard by that. Sitting a drone around, just scouting out as much as he can. And Lings are not going to take over in that regard. But Probe has already escaped, is going for the Watchtower. Just going to sit there for a while, and I assume eventually the Lings will move out and take that back. No gas from Reserve players, so once again, imagine a third base relatively quickly here. Be nice and safe to do so. No wall, no complete wall. There's still the hole here, but the Zealot will be filling it in a second with the cannon. He feels nice and safe. There's not a ton of lanes coming out, and he's got his probe here at the Watchtower. So if there was a sudden flood of speedlings, he'd be able to wall it off pretty quickly. But nothing but drones in the production tab right now. 4 1 HP. Okay, there's an Overlord and a Queen, but you know what I mean. Really, nothing but drones on the way for our pink Zerg player. And Rehab, he's about to finish up. He's starting to just finish up here, so he's going to be able to go into his gateway. You see, it's still a little bit of time before we see what Rehab decides to do, what he wants his tech path to be. It is a pilot that has just now finished up in the main base, so he could start adding something in, but for the time being, it's just going to be probes. Lots of probes. Adding in actually a second pylon that's not needed at the moment. It's a bit of a waste of minerals. 34 or 44 supply, adding in another pylon that's a little bit soon. Not able to make a stalker for a little bit now. But, you know, getting supply blocked is a lot worse, so no problem there. Robo facility on the way. There's going to be the tech out of our protest player. Still lots of decisions to make for both players. First 2 gases finishing up over here in the natural base for our Zerg. He does have his third on the way. It's about halfway finished. He's getting some creep on the way as well, so he's going to be able to defend this pretty easily if there was going to be an early push. This can be kind of an awkward map to try to do something like an Immortal Sentry push, if that was indeed the case. It's because this is a pretty wide ramp. It's kind of easy just to sit up here because the creep's going to be already right here with the third base. Normally on a map, the third base looks more like this location where it's actually flat the entire way, and you're able to get directly into that and force field off at your own leisure. But there's a pylon coming up, but it's Overlord. Overlord's going to see it immediately. It's an Overlord right there. Overlord does see the proxy pylon available, so that's going to get taken out very quickly here. So nice bit of scouting with his Overlords by 1 HP. Going to his Roach Warren as well. Only an observer coming from the Rebel facility, so it looks like he may just be going for a third base relatively quickly. He is getting his +1 ground attack on the way as well. And just adding sentries at the moment, not a lot of gateways coming up. And really just we're just waiting right now for this third nexus. I guess he's probably hoping to get some amount of harassment done with his +1. With his pylon dying off, it's a little bit more annoying to try to make happen. And there's no probe anymore. Wait, that's an observer. It's not a probe. There we go. 3 more gateways. Twilight Council. Well, he was getting Roa Bay. Actually canceled it so he could get out of there. It probably would have been better just to cancel the gateway. It's a little bit less of an investment of canceling there. But he is going directly into Colossus, it seems. And again, just waiting for the third nexus to come down so he can actually make use of that. Yeah. +1 is finished up for Rehab. This Twilight Council is going to be finishing up here in just a second, so you go immediately into +2 and blink, I would guess. If I had to take a wild, insane guess, I'd assume he'd be going into that as soon as he possibly can. But, yeah, no choices from these players. This is a plat matchup. I don't think I mentioned that just yet. Our first plat matchup of the evening. We had 2 golds already play, and they split their sets. And now we have a plat matchup here in set number 3. Despite the fact that it is 2-1, there was a walkover in set 6, so I already just going to put that on the score so I don't have to think about it later. Dark Shrine actually on the way here for Rehab. Is there any detection anywhere? Is there any static detection anywhere? Does not look like there's any static detection anywhere. Warp Prism DTs would be super annoying, but all of these Overlords really nicely placed here. Is able to you'll be able to see any. I don't think there's a single spot that he's going to be able to get through over on this left side, unscattered with the Warp Prism and be able to get in. If that wasn't the case, but this could just be for Archons, or you just see what harassment can actually get done. So he's wanting to take his third base. He's wanting to take his third base down here at this location rather than the kind of simpler location up here. But no matter. Again, no proxy pylons at all on the map. So these DTs are going to be, it's going to take a long time for them to actually come out when they do actually start coming out. We do have Colossus production started, but kind of curious that there isn't a Warp Prism to help this Dark Shrine. I don't think it's been scouted. I assume it hasn't been scouted. Yeah, no Overlord's actually coming in. I haven't even seen really anything, but there's a pretty large push coming across the map right now. 4-1 HP. His +1 range is a little ways away. He's just going to deny a couple pylons here. There's really not many army units here for Rehab. He needs to stay a little bit further closer to that ramp so he can actually force field off, and he's not really doing it. Okay, there we go. Got some force fields coming up now. There's a single Colossus, but he does not have range, so that's going to get picked off pretty easily. Overcharge does go down. He's trying to micro this Colossus back, but choosing not to engage on the ramp. Now his army is completely stranded. He loses that Colossus. Yeah, you can warp him some DTs. DTs are going to town here. Okay, there's a lot of DTs warping in now. They will clean this up eventually, but that means that 1 HP knows DTs exist, so he can actually prepare for this back home. So there's not going to be any sort of harassment with these DTs. Actually, it's going to get done. He's going to turn 3 of those into Archons, which actually may be a mistake. I was going to say there was Overseers somewhere, but no, there doesn't seem to be any Overseers. And still, this push is still coming across the map right now from 1 HP. His +1 range is finished. He has +1 Carapace as well already. This is a rough spot right now for Rehab. He's trying to get Colossus up. Did he actually get range? He never got range, so I'm not sure why he's continuing to go into Colossus without actually getting range. I think maybe just going for Immortals right now would be a lot wiser for his life, but here we go. Swarm Host in production tab. Gotta love Swarm Host. Swarm Host production tab means Colossus are going to be really necessary. And he's got 1 out now, but still you kind of need range. Kind of really need range, and even without it, it's still so annoying to take a third base. Again, I don't know why he didn't take this third base over here. Would have been a little bit easier to actually take. Be on the high ground, be able to force field off a ramp, have the rocks to your left to keep your opponent back. Without shards, these roaches are not going to be killed very easily. They're just going to escape out of here. This is kind of a scary army here for Rehab. He's got +2, which is nice, but there we go. Swarmhost already here. And he's going to see this. Now he sees it with his observer. Who cares? Are there any overseers? There are no overseers right now. Again, a War Prison would be absolutely insane right now. If War Prison comes in and just kills everything in this main base, puts 1 HP in a really terrible position. But Rehab he's still focusing on just trying to get his third base up right now. This is taking him a long time. I think probably 6 or 8 minutes ago I was talking about him getting a third base soon. And he's finally has a Nexus on the way, and he's finally able to defend this, but now we already have Swarmhost. We've got 6 Swarmhosts finished already. Enduring Locust is about to finish up. We got 4 more Swarmhosts going to be joining these 6 that are up front. Rehab, he's going to be able to prepare for this. He's got a second road facility on the way, so he's going to go double Colossus Protection and be able to deal with that pretty easily. Spire is on the way here for 1 HP. Does he have Hive started? No, he doesn't have Hive started. So he's focusing on this lair right now. He does have his 4th base finished up. No 5th on the way just yet. He's going to want that for some extra gas somewhat soon. I mean, both players' gases are so low right now. Trying to get all these Stormhosts up, trying to get all these Archons, all the Colossus, trying to go double Colossus production off of 2 bases is really difficult, to say the least. But this army is in a really bad spot right now for 1 HP, and if he gets all these Stormhosts sniped out, that'd be really terrible. But Locusts are going to do a good enough job to actually keep this army back. He's just going to run away from this. And actually, he's trying to just bypass this and chase this army down, but without any force fields, this is really difficult. He's just continue to take damage. He almost loses a Colossus, actually. Just not enough firepower here, really, for Rehab to actually deal with this. Actually, if he just sends... Oh, just send some DTs forward. If he just sends DTs forward, he takes out all of the Swarm Hosts. There's no detection. We got a couple Stargates on the way. Oh, DTs still would be just absolute heroes. Colossus range finally finished up. Now we've got a lot of Locusts popping in here. He's going to try to back off from this, but he's going to leave this front completely exposed. Still, just no way for Rehab to actually put aggression onto his opponent. Creep is just getting closer and closer. These Swarmers are getting closer and closer, and we've got 14 of them? Yeah, 14. This is pretty rough. They're getting on top of this 3rd base now, and at the same time, the Roach is going to be swinging into the natural base. So while he's trying to defend this 3rd, his natural is going to get ransacked. His 4th is going to go down. I guess they had a little bit of lag during the game. Oh, he's actually going to try to get on top of these roaches, but that means that the Locusts are going to get on top of the Archons. The Archons are going to die off pretty quickly. Once again, DTs would still be really nice. He needs to focus on Corruptors, it seems, but not going to happen. Last 2 Archons are going to fall, which means, well, okay, 1 Archon does live. It's got 14 kills. Good lord, Archon. More and more DTs got warped in here, so that's nice. It's going to keep this back for now, but a bunch of Zealots get warped in, and still, just this gas situation is such an issue right now for, well, still for both players, but more so definitely for our Protoss player. Oh, just send the D. Okay, there we go. Now we have Overseers. That's kind of normal. And he sees that. Do both players see that? No, he doesn't. Locust are actually getting on top of gates now. 1 gateway goes down, and this 3rd base has never actually been fully saturated either, so still a really rough position. He snipes off the Observer, and then when he does that, he actually sees all the DTs over here, so he can go kill those as well. Yeah, those are going to die off. He doesn't really need, to try and micro away from that, but now Locusts are getting on top of the Nexus itself. We do have only 2 Colossus. We're going to be going up against 10 Corruptors and all of these Stormhosts. Getting on top of the Stormhosts, but they do borrow. The Observer is... No, there's an Observer over here, but the main Observer is dead. And this army is getting chased down. Getting completely run down. 191 supply to 104 now in favor of 1 HP. It's looking like he is going to be able to take this game without ever even taking a 5th base. That's one way to win. It's still taking a while to kill this. I mean, this is very difficult. It's difficult to use Swarm Host and actually just win a game. It takes a little while. You still need a lot of supporting army to actually deal with it, but that is so many Swarm Hosts. We got 24 Swarm Hosts alive right now. Most all of them are up front. Can actually start splitting off his Locusts and really do a ton of damage. You know, they do all burrow. There is an Observer over here, but you can't see anything. There's no AoE available anymore. So Stalkers got warped in, but Stalkers are not going to cut it against this army. The bank of our Zerg player is going to start rising now because he's got nothing to spend money on. He's using free units. There we go. GG from Rehab. 1 HP will take this and will put CTsix up 3-1.